Hello guys, welcome to the channel. This is a beginner tutorial. I'm gonna show you how to prepare your Rhino file and send it to Lumion without using a plugin or live sync or something. The project file that I will use in this video, it will be available in Patreon page. You don't need to pay anything, it's for free, but probably you need to sign in or something. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and let's dive to the tutorial. For different objects on the scene that we know that they will have the same material or different material, we have to assign a material here in Rhino, so could Lumion recognize it as a separate object, so we could assign them separate materials later on in Lumion. We could say in this sense Lumion is not so flexible. It is also the case in, for example, Substance Painter. You need to assign them here, and in this way they will be recognizable for the software. And the best way to do it in Rhino is to assign the material to the layer instead of to the individual objects, and you need to essentially divide them and put each object that they have the same material in different layers. And it is good because in Rhino you don't have select similar options like you have in AutoCAD or 3D Max or other software. The only way is to select the similar object is to arrange them and put them in different layer from the beginning. When you are designing or modeling your project, it's better to keep them in different layer. And if you want to keep the scene lighter, you could turn off the layer sometimes to have less object at the same time. And probably you could also export them more easier if you want to. For example, you have a huge project which has all both interior and exterior. You could export the interior and exterior in separate files in Lumion, and in Lumion also you could turn off them, so you won't have a big heavy scene. Color of the layers, they don't have any effects in Lumion, but it's good for Rhino because you could see visually if you put the object into the right layers. You could check them, and you will have some benefits in Rhino. I will start assigning materials to the layers by double clicking on material section of the layer. I will not bother to have very accurate names for the material in this case. Otherwise you could also have some relative names, but here in this example is not so necessary. After we finish assigning materials to the layers, we can select them all and hit export selected. In this case, I will also do a purge to clean the scene for unnecessary or leftover things, and we will select the FBX format, and in this case also we don't need many polygons, so we will lower the polygon and hit OK, and our file is ready to be imported in Lumion. In Lumion we will select an empty environment, and we go to the import and select our files that we have just exported. We will place it somewhere in the scene, and in this case, since we have stairs and so on, I want to make a mountain environment. I will put it higher than ground, maybe 10-12 meters higher than ground. Then we can start to make our environment. I will go to the landscape section, and I use the, we can call it push and pull, like the push and pull, well, not in the push and pull we have in Rhino and SketchUp. We have this kind of push and pull. In 3ds Max it's just like a sculpting tool. We will sculpt some mountains, random scene, something, yeah, to test out or model. Pretty much all the operation is using the height and making it lower, or as you said, push and pulling. We could make anything we want, maybe a lake. if I align my scene where I want my first render or first camera to be, when I go to the photo mode, I can save this angle as my first render scene, and later if I want to check if everything, the composition is the way that I want, I can hit Shift 1. I can go to that view in the viewport to check it like quickly. Now I want to add the water by going in water section and just clicking and moving the mouse, and we could adjust the size of the water, the area that water covers, and of course we can adjust the height of the water to be at the level that we want. We can quickly check that everything is okay. Then we could go to the other materials of the building. If we hit Shift 1, we will go to the same camera view that earlier we made. So if we have more views, more cameras, we could hit Shift 1, Shift 2, 3, and so on. It's a useful thing that we have in Lumion. If we hover the mouse over the objects, we can see the name of material that we put in Rhino, where it could be useful sometimes. And we can, if we click on that object, we can start assigning the material on them. Usually the only thing that, well, case by case is different, but most of the time I will use the weathering tool, which makes we could control the edges and put some dirt on them. This is a useful thing that we have in Lumion. For example, I don't think that we have it in like in Escape. We don't have it. We have it in Substance Painter and other stuff, but I didn't see it in the Inkscape. Now each object that had the same material, automatically the material assigned to all of them. And if we change something, we change everything on every object. We could we have many options in material section, like rotating the material or other things. We have made we assigned different material to different object, but we could also, if we decide to have similar material for two group of objects, we can copy the material from the first object and paste it. It won't be an instance, so for example later if we change something on the first material, the second won't be affected. But yeah, it's good option to have it. We can copy and paste it. To copy the material, we need to click on that 3 points and we can copy. and for the new object we have to make a new standard material, and then we paste it into that standard material. In this case I wanted the floor and the walls to have the same material. I could just copy and paste it on the other object. To make the light material we have to make a standard material, then in the setting we can increase the emission and we will get a light material. Also we could add some of the lights in Lumion, but this could work as only a self. Now for this kind of situation we could have some problems, and we cannot fix it in Lumion. We need to go back to Rhino. I will choose another material for now to show you what is the problem. So here, for example, we will manage to align the material for the left side, but also the direction of the material for the right side is on the same direction, but it should be on the opposite side. In order to do this, we either have to go and unwrap the geometry, or we can split it from the middle, and we assign for each side we assign different material in Rhino. Then when we bring it to Lumion we can copy the same material and rotate it to be like in the flipped side of the first one. We could fix this easily if we don't want to go in the process of unwrapping, which I will make another video for how to do unwrapping in Rhino. So now we will assign the other materials, and in the same way, if we need to adjust some details we can do, and we could also work more on the environment and site and so on. So now I will add the rest of the material in the same way, and after that I'm gonna start to complete the environment, add trees and work a little bit more on the mountain. Then we can start the rendering. For the rendering, I will go to the photo mode, custom style realistic. I will change the temperature, make it not so much warm, and I will tweak some of the settings. Maybe I will add I will see what we have. I would like to add the depth of field. You can work on the details of these settings, go through some of the effects that Lumion provides. We can use some of them to make more realistic scene. And yeah, you need to tweak some of the setting to have what you need. So this is it. We have covered what to do in Rhino, then what to do here in Lumion, and how to get a realistic rendering more or less. Then also you can find these files in Patreon page for free. Also these two rendering, they will be included in the page. You can download them, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Ciao ciao.